Developing tonight, Franklin County deputies investigating a deadly domestic dispute, all of it happening along Spruce Drive in the southern part of the county.
Rob Wells.
Now to an update on a story you saw as breaking news last night right here at 11. A grandfather is behind bars accused of shooting and killing his 19-year-old granddaughter. His family tells us that it was all simply a misunderstanding, and they want to know if the man that you see right here could possibly be responsible. They say he's been robbing banks all week long. Haley Nelson is live at the Heartland Bank on Wilson Road with this developing story. And Haley, what exactly can you tell us? That's right, the Beyonce Jay-Z on the run tour tonight in Columbus. And of course, not necessarily the best night for a concert, but a lot of folks still headed down there. Steve Levine is live at the Shoe Forest tonight. And Steve, rain or shine, this show will definitely go on. All of that rain could possibly put a damper on your weekend plans. Let's get right over to Rachel for a look at the forecast. And Rachel, what can we expect for the rest of the night? Also tonight, we're learning more about a plan to smuggle drugs behind bars. 7 people, including a former corrections officer, have all pled guilty in that case. And for good reason. Parts of the island already hit by heavy flooding. Check out this picture. A car actually submerged here. We're expecting to see a lot more images just like this one. And Terry says the only silver lining in all of this is that her son helped to save the lives of at least 5 other people. That's because he was an organ donor. His heart, liver, kidneys, and pancreas were all donated to people across the country. Well, tonight a corrections officer is in big trouble, accused of 12 felonies involving a high school student. Tom Bosco has been digging into his background tonight. He has the very latest on that investigation. Workers here tell us after this guy took his shower street side, he was so mad he gave them a few more 4-letter words before storming off. In the buff, of course. Quite a sight. I tell you what, we've all had to dodge the raindrops over the past few days, but it's not stopping folks from getting out there having fun.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
It's honoring fallen heroes. Bikers from all across the area gathering in Delaware today for a very special ride, remembering 7 local officers who gave of themselves for the community. The effort also a chance to support their families. On tonight, neighbors in an East Columbus high-rise apartment are fed up after finding out that one of their fire alarms simply does not work. Now, we've been telling you about the ongoing problems at latitude 525 for the last couple of weeks now. And today, a lot of folks there had major concerns when they saw firefighters in the building. Rob Wells following that story for us tonight. This is how this law breaks down for a lot of folks who may not understand it. Basically, for these dancers who dance here each and every night, they're not allowed to touch these customers. But of course, for somebody like Stormy Daniels, who is just making a guest appearance, she does not fall under that law. Tonight, a lot of folks that I spoke with, including a manager here within this strip club, believes that Stormy Daniels was set up. Certainly a whirlwind night for porn star Stormy Daniels following her performance here at Siren Strip Club, locked up on misdemeanor charges under the state's little-known Community Defense Act. Bonding out of jail not long after. Now, not even 24 hours later, prosecutors dropping the case, releasing a statement saying no probable cause. This law.
I would just call Meredith.
Okay,
Sorry.
One simple question about the stats. We went to the city attorney's office trying to sort out this investigation. And the fact that you guys are dropping the charges, now nobody wants to say anything. We're just trying to get some answers. The deputy chief prosecutor backpedaling his office out of this mess, refusing to answer questions about if the sting was mishandled by police. You're the deputy city attorney, are you not? You're the deputy
I refer you
city
to Meredith, I'm sorry.
But just let me ask you, you're the deputy city attorney and you can't tell me what's going on? And you can't give me the stats of the people
I would
who've been
refer you
arrested?
to Meredith, thank you.
What is Meredith going to tell me that you can't tell me?
She's the deputy chief.
But you're the deputy city attorney.
Sir.
Is Meredith in here? Is Meredith here?
I was a little surprised to see that the Columbus police would put such an effort into something like this.
Attorney Douglas Funkhauser telling us from a defense standpoint, it appears Daniels may have been targeted. Her attorney stating as much on Twitter, calling the arrest politically motivated.
So it does sort of raise the issue of, is there a selective prosecution of this particular person for obvious reasons of notoriety or fame?
What are they saying, the owners? Managers at Sirens feeling the same way tonight, telling us it appears it was a setup. Has this ever happened before? Also saying they're disappointed and that Vice cops have never performed a sting like this since he's been here. Tonight, questions remain as to who gave this stormy operation the thumbs up. And again, that's what we're trying to figure out tonight. Who exactly gave this a go here at this club? Obviously, the police chief just announcing within the last hour that she's taking the blame for this. But, you know, we've been looking into this all day, and she's not the one who made that call to say, hey, arrest Stormy Daniels. So we will stay on the police department as well as the prosecutor's office to try to get those answers and figure out, because obviously Stormy Daniels' attorney, Stormy herself, and a lot of folks who work in this strip club believe that she was targeted and they were targeted last night. And of course, we are waiting for Stormy here, and hopefully we can get a bit of sound with her a bit later. For now, reporting live in Northeast Columbus, Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News. This is an issue that a lot of people may not even know about. Consider this. At one point, China took in more than half of the world's scrap paper. The country was also a major spot for other materials as well. Now, many recycling companies, including many of those right here in Central Ohio, have been forced to make some big changes.
We've been doing it for about 6 years here.
It takes just a bit of effort.
We've had support from administration, and about 30 kids help out every year with doing all the recycling here.
But for Olentangy High School teacher Julie Effler, who heads up the school's recycling club, it's certainly worth it, telling us her students agree.
It's so important to have them feel like they're making a difference here.
For a large portion of Central Ohio, those recyclables end up right here at this Rumpke facility in Columbus.
Every single day, we are processing and recovering close to 1 million pounds of stuff.
Consider this. In 2016 alone, China processed at least half of the world's exports of waste, plastic, paper, and metals. The U.S. exported 16 million tons of waste to China that year. Britain sent China enough garbage to fill up 10,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
And so we're seeing the evolution right at hand.
However, as Jonathan Kissel explains, a shift in policy is changing all of that.
China has imposed some new purity standards and strict specifications that restricts the material that's coming into them.
Rumpke jumping on the issue early.
This is a, upwards of a $20 million facility.
They've slowed down the process at plants and added to the labor force to ensure additional quality control. Also investing in advanced sorting equipment, costing millions.
When the machine sees a picture that it likes of a laundry detergent bottle, it triggers a burst of air that shoots the item off the conveyor belt.
The idea not only to fall within China's new cleaner guidelines, but also develop new international buyers.
We're proud to say that we've been able to make the most of all the recyclables that residents are sending to us.
The purity standards put in place by China so extreme, many recyclers had to stop exports to the country. In some instances, the material sent to a landfill. Company officials at Rumpke telling us they have not sent any recyclables to a landfill.
Our goal that we strive for is to get the material in the door and out the door same day.
That coming as a relief to Effler, as she helps motivate these youngsters to do their part to provide for a better tomorrow for the environment.
We're hoping that, when they graduate here, go off to a job or college, that they feel like they can kind of have bigger ideas to make the world a better place and more sustainable.
And for those companies like Rumpke working to stay within the guidelines, it certainly has not been cheap. Staffing and additional equipment can run into the millions of dollars. Okay, I admit, I'm an old fogey. I remember way back, in the 1900s when you would slip a few quarters in an arcade machine and play for a few minutes until you got, gobbled up. Nowadays, kids are high-tech with their video games, spending hours sharpening their skills and simply watching other gamers.
Use your controller. Where is he?
At Game Arena in Hilliard,
I don't see him.
the players are young, but they mean business.
What are we trying to do exactly?
Youngsters here spending literally hours.
I play probably anywhere from 5 to 8 hours probably.
Click, click, clicking away.
I like video games because they're fun.
Get this, video games now a spectator sport.
So we have tournaments, almost every day of the month. And our more popular ones are stuff like Fortnite, and anything we put on a weekend typically is a bigger tournament as well.
Owner Justin Kogi telling us gamers here can view some of the best as they play.
He's an ex-pro and he's an actual pro for Fortnite, and these guys are just at their home playing video games and people are watching them.
Some of the most popular gamers stream their play to millions of viewers on YouTube channels. If your kid's a gamer, there's a good chance that they've spent hours just watching someone else play. The question you may have is why? We went right to the experts for the answer.
It's really entertaining just to see how other pros play and how they do things differently than I do.
Definitely pick up tips and it's like watching TV. It's like watching your favorite show, you watch your favorite streamer or YouTuber, and just learn more ideas.
Well, one, they're really good, but then they have great personalities that people want to watch, so they're entertaining, so people can pick up tips, but then also feel that they're, hanging out with somebody. It's just fun to watch.
He's right next to me.
Parents, if this makes you feel any better about the time your kids spend playing or watching video games,
I'm gonna do this, look.
several universities have actually added esports programs, students being offered full rides.
Let's go down there.
Well, that definitely is bringing a lot more energy to the community and just esports in general.
And get this, some of the gamers that have huge YouTube viewership are actually sponsored by big-name companies. Some of the best make nearly $500,000 a month. Yeah, maybe I should have spent a few more quarters and a bit more time trying to get away from that ghost. Ah, well. Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News.